everyone, and we're live with another edition. I've got questions. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulous. This is Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with Kyla strong? Those arms were strong. And what closes, so she was at the top, and what closes with Kyla at the bottom. If you guessed America's Next Top Model, I don't know, I put it in the title. So whatever is in the title, if you guessed it or read it, you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the channel and sticking around or joining us live and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. I'm Angela, and the channel is Be Fabulous You. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We're working on our first 1,000 charter subscribers. So if you're one of our first 1,000 subscribers, being here, liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that stuff is helping to build the world and fill the world with the light of the Fabulites. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let us proceed. Okay, so we have Miss Kyla with her strong arms and her best photo from last week. We have Rio, and she's commenting, it's about time Kyla won. Her portfolio is the weakest. And I'm like, Miss Rio, settle down, mama. Just it's okay. Okay, so then Ty Ramel comes, and they get whatever she says leads them to believe that their challenge is going to involve dancing. And Shanice says she's ready. And Rio and Jenna are one clique, and they hang out together. And Jenna says she's been betrayed so often, or just had a difficult time with relationships, that Rio is somebody that she trusts, and so she trusts Rio. That's her girl. And Shanice is like, she doesn't like Rio or Jenna, and she's gonna win this challenge. And Kyla is nervous. She's like, I can move inappropriately and not gracefully. So if that's what they want, I might be able to win. And then she's feeling the pressure of having been on top last week. So is she going to be able to match up? She doesn't know. Hey, welcome in the chat. So that's Miss Kyla. And then we see the young ladies meeting up with Ashley and the choreographer of Victoria's Secret's runway show. And Shanice and Jenna both grew up dancing on teams. So, they kind of feel like, they got a kind of advantage on it. So we're meeting with the choreographer. He's going to be their movement coach. His name is Mr. Jermaine. And he wants the girls first to start off, just move how you naturally move. And, the other ladies clap, and, the people do they moves, just their natural thing. Some of it is very dramatic and elegant and graceful. And some of them are like elephants. Everybody has their little thing. So Jenna goes first, and he says it's very dancey, and don't be too dancey. And I noticed that you were looking down. You got to look up, because remember, they're trying to, hey, Rowdy Chica 59, because remember, the photographers are trying to take pictures of you in your clothes. So you got to be, and plus, you come from a dance background. Who looking down at sometimes you look down, but baby, look at the audience, darling. Look at the audience. And then, so that's Jenna, and then Brenda Kay, and he's like, are you chewing gum? And she's like, no. I guess when she gets nervous, she does something with her mouth that looks like she's chewing gum. And he's like, okay, well, focus on not doing that. And she does it again, and she's, still kind of, she really has, she's like kind of super tense and intense, and like, Brenda Kay is something. And then, he tells her to relax or whatever. And remember, they trying to get a picture. And then other folks go. Shanice, she's focused on her entrance. And she gives her shots that he can get pictures of. And it was like a routine from, she does this thing where she's like, and the people are like, what in the world? People are making fun of it. But she feels like that's her routine from high school. That's the stuff. And everybody's making fun of it. Then Ashley is back with some of the images that were captured. Oh, Ashley is back, and she lets them know that they're going to be doing, they're going to have their images captured in motion. It's going to be one take, and Jermaine, who's been their coach, is going to be lifting them, doing the moves that they just learned. So the winner is going to get to be in a photo shoot, and they're going to get an immediate spa day with a friend. So off to hair and makeup and everything. And Shanice, they kind of strategizing before. And Ashley is like, we need to see Shanasty, bring it up, bring the intensity, or, do your thing. Okay. And then Jenna is next. And Shanice is like, Jenna thinks she's won already. She really needs to go home. Shanice is Shanasty to Jenna. And then Brenda Kay is next. Oh, so, they do their thing, their little dance thing. And when Brenda Kay does her thing, she forgets to do her closing pose. She's just very awkward. And she feels like she's going downhill, and she's like going downhill emotionally. Like, it's like a lot of times in life, it's kind of like I don't want to say it's a game, but it's like a mind game. Like somehow you have to keep your mind together in order to keep your spirit together. If you can keep your mind together, you can do anything. But if your mind falls apart, it doesn't matter what you're qualified to do, And so her mind, she's like losing her mind, like her, And so she feels like she didn't do well. Brenda Kay and Shanice is trying to like check in. You okay, girl? And make her feel better. And Brenda is like, well, you would be feeling bad too if you had done bad. And I just want to wallow in it because I'm in pain and I hurt. So leave me alone. So then some of the other, Shanice and some of the other women are like off dancing, and, they happy. And, Brenda Kay is like, wallowing in her thing. And so then we get the judging. They've had a chance to look at the video, whatever, and they say there were two standouts. That would be Jenna and Shanice, both of the young women who said they had dance experience. There were 4 poses that she had, Jenna, and she sold the clothing that she was wearing, and she ends up winning the competition, even though they say that Shanice did make it her own, and she grabbed her foot or something. They like some of the stuff that they have. So Rio is really happy that her girl Jenna won, because he knows that Jenna is going to pick her to go on the spa, and Jenna does. And Shanice is really upset because Shanice says that if she had won, she would have chosen the runner-up. And so Shanice is whining on the bus. I don't like Jenna. I don't like Rio. I don't like all of that. I don't like all of that. And while they're whining on the bus, we see Rio and Jenna getting introduced to their cryogenic spa treatment experience. They living their best life while this child is over here whining and complaining. So Brenda is like, the spa would have been nice because she's never... Hi, thank you. That's very kind of you. Yappo. And I'm going to be doing notes on the news feed probably next. I have one other review to do, but it might be like, within the next hour or so. And maybe immediately. It just depends. Because I got some, you know how it goes when we multitasking. Okay, so Jenna, we see Rio and Jenna, and they're dancing in the cryo chamber while they're getting their spa treatment. And the other girls, they saying how the other girls are probably jealous of them and it sucks to be them. They're like, we're a couple, we're the best, we're gonna win, we're here for each other, and F those other girls. We don't really care for the most part. And then when Rio and Jenna come back from the spa, the women are dancing and stuff, and they kind of give them the cold shoulder. What I don't understand is Erin, because I feel like Erin is old enough. I would like to think that she's old enough and would have better navigation skills for that type of thing. Like, instead of being a part of the little girls mad at the other little girls, But anyway, they all kind of, when the two women come back from the spa, the other women are kind of like giving them the show quota and ignoring them. And one of them is like, well, what are y'all doing? And they're like, none of your business or whatever. It's just dumb. So Jenna feels like, we're being pushed out and ignored, and we have to stay at our center, and then Rio is like, you want a little salt, you want a little pepper with your salt, like they salty. Rio don't care. Shanice and is in the inside, and she's talking about them, and Rio is basically like, screw those biatches, and F the word, and F is the word, not the screw word, like, you know, she don't care. And then Brenda Kay is annoyed. She doesn't think that the competition is for her. She says she has a lot of self-esteem issues, and it's just making her feel worse about herself instead of feeling better about herself. And she really just doesn't feel that she belongs there. And she says she wants to go home. She would rather live in a car than to go through this. And that was very sort of disturbing to hear. I thought it was real. I thought it was very relatable. Like, I think that a lot of people feel that way, and a lot of times people's behavior reflects that. But the fact that she articulated it, it was just very disturbing to hear. And she basically goes on, Shanice is like, you know, holding her and stroking her and like, it's okay, baby. And Brenda is like, you know, when you're told something so much, you start to believe it. You know, I'd rather be in my car. I know I can survive there. It's comfortable and it's safe there. And it's just kind of like, wow, you know, I think that a lot of us are in our cars in a way. We're in our comfort zone, whether it's healthy or not healthy, you know, that's our comfort zone for us. And so to get out of that and to be able and willing and confident to be uncomfortable enough to move on to something better, to be uncomfortable enough to get used to something, you know, better and different, to be uncomfortable enough to feel like we deserve something more, you know, than that, is a challenge. Like, so I think it's very real. It's sad to see, but it's very real. And Shanice is like, you know, we came from poverty. I didn't realize that they were both from Tennessee. But she's basically like, you know, we came from Tennessee and there's nothing really there for us if we go backwards. So, girl, we got to go forward. Shanice is trying to encourage her because that's her girl. The next day, they're like going out to the desert. It's hot. They're in the van. They turn it on the fan. They, you know, in the car, the AC. When they get to it, it's going to be a photo shoot. Today's photo shoot, they're going to be working with a parachute. Jenna is feeling very confident. Shanice is trying to keep Brenda Kay kind of cooled out. And Shanice is like, if it was anybody else who was saying they want to go home, I'd be like, bye, go home. And it was like either Rio, I think it's Rio, who's like, that girl want to go home. Bye, go home. I don't care nothing about Brenda Kay going home or staying. She got bye, you know. But Shanice is trying to keep her girl, you know, going. Hey, Alex's Kitchen, welcome in. She's trying to keep her girl going. And so there's a big windstorm while they're setting up, like they're in the middle of nowhere and they have these tents and stuff set up. They're doing hair and makeup, and there's like a big gust of wind comes and, you know, ends up hitting, Jenna ends up getting hit in the back of her head with a metal bar. And she's saying that, you know, something happened to her eye, and, you know, she's like a little disoriented, discombobulated. She's a little upset. Now, Shanice is very annoyed with Jenna for this. She feels like she's faking. She feels like she's making the biggest scene out of nothing. She says she deserves an Oscar for her performance, and she says that she didn't see the chest hit her. And I'm like, well, I mean, she didn't see the bar hit Jenna. And I'm like, well, maybe that's because, like Shanice had already said, my mama told me when something coming at you, run. So maybe you was too busy running to see what was going on with Jenna or anybody else, you know. And just because your mama told you that don't mean that everybody else's mama told them that. And just because somebody told you that don't mean that in the moment you're gonna run in the right direction. You might run it, you know. So she was sort of really like unsympathetic to the child. It was she was not feeling any empathy or sympathy for Jenna. Her annoyance level was real high with her. I don't like it. You know, yeah. Okay, so then, we go into the photo shoot, and Brenda Kay says she's trying to feel more comfortable, but the artistic director, who's one of our judges, I can never remember his name, is not Law, it's not Ashley, it's the other one. He really seems to like Brenda Kay and the work that she's doing. We see Kyla, the director, keeps yelling, power, power, like I guess he doesn't feel like she's powerful enough. Christiana, he says, you're doing great. Aaron, fabulous, own it. Rio, nice, beautiful. Shanice, bring the energy, bring the fun. The artistic director seems to really love working with her. Jenna, when it's her turn to film, she asks if she can take her shoes off because she says the dress is long enough you can't tell whether I have shoes on or not. You can't see it, and if I'm more comfortable, I'm going to do better. And the art director is like, okay, but you better be tall because you're short, so without your shoes you're going to be tall. And the director is like, you know, do the blown away thing, and he's giving her instructions. I really don't like his art direction. I don't know what it would be like to work with him, but listening to him, it just seems like I would not enjoy working with him as an artist. You know, like there are some directors that, you know, it's like they kind of inspire you, they draw stuff out, and then there's some directors where it's like a shutdown. I don't, it's something about him. But he's like, the art director is disappointed with Jenna. He feels like she's giving him dance mom and pageantry and not, you know, what he wanted. So that's the end of the photo shoot. We're back at the house. Tyra Mail is coming. There's a cut. I mean, Tyra Mail arrives. There's a cut coming, which we all know. And I'm like, is it time for them to go out of the country? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, did they go out of the country last year on the show or the last cycle? Or I might have even stopped watching the last cycle, so I don't know what happened. But I'm just used to America's Next Top Model. At some point, I'm like, they're going to go out of the country. They're going out of the country. Where are they going? Because y'all know I got wanderlust, and I love to travel. I want to see. I want to know. I want to go. So I don't know if they're going out of the country or not. But Kyla is nervous about panel because she feels that her photo shoot probably didn't go well. Brenda Kay is really struggling with her self-esteem. So we're at panel. Shanice, you know, they pull her up and they say, they look at her stuff and, they end up talking about branding. And Shanice is like, well, I don't really know what my brand is. And Tyra is like, well, your brand is Cinderella. You're that girl who we're going to see pictures of you in Paris on the runway one day. Then the next day you're going to be back in Tennessee with your girls. Like, you're Cinderella. That's your brand. This photo is stunning. It's super model level posing. It's next level fierce. So they really like it. And then Kyla, I like her face when I see the photo. Ashley is like, it's a no. Law is like, it's a yes. I've been waiting for you to bake the cake. And, this week you bake the cake. And Tyra is like, well, to me, she baked cupcakes and only one came out. So, that's her. Then Aaron. Ashley is like, no. Tyra is like, yes. Then Rio. Law is like, Law is like, he likes the long shot, but your face is a no. You look uncomfortable. And Tyra likes the femininity of the shot. Looping back to Kyla, Tyra does tell her that a lot of times her photos are heavy, so she needs to lift up and practice, like, effervescence and lightness and, then we see Christiana's piece. I like the shot and they like the shot as well. Jenna's Law is like, you look short in this photo. I don't know why. And then the art director, who's also on the panel, is like, well, she looks short because she took off her shoes so she could move. And they're like, And then it's Brenda Kay's time. And I hadn't really noticed it before, but I guess the way it's edited is like usually the person who's having trouble, before they show the photo and talk about it, they'll be like, well, how is everything? And then then we see their photo after this is what's going on. So when it's Brenda Kay before the photo, they're like, hey, what's up? And she cries. She says that she is not strong enough to be here. She doesn't want to leave, but she needs to. She needs to be happy because she's had so little happiness in her life. And they basically like, okay, bye girl, we'll miss you. And then Tyra is like, well, just because she left doesn't mean that there won't be an elimination. And so then, they go to judging and the women are in the back room and I don't remember what they're talking about, but 12 hours later they come back and Tyra says, there are 6 beautiful women who stand before me, but I only have 5 photos in my hand that represent the 5 women that are going on to continue to compete to become America's Next Top Model. And then number 1, our best photo of the week goes to Shanice. Yay! That's who I'm voting for. Christiana gets number 2. She seems to consistently do well. Aaron gets number 3. Rio gets number 4. Then at the bottom are Jenna and Kyla. And they say that Jenna is her beauty is, there's a beauty of like expectations, then the beauty of reality is another thing or something, I don't know. And then Kyla, they talk about the heavy posing and, you know, you need to come alive in every, you know, whatever. And so then, you know, we are going to find out who's being eliminated, except for nobody's being eliminated since baby girl Brenda Kay voluntarily left, and they like both of the two bottom women's photos. They're going to let both of them stay. So I don't know who was 5 or 6. I have Kyla and Jenna, but it could be Jenna and Kyla. But that's it. That's what we got. That was America's Next Top Model. So thank you. Anything important that I missed, put it in the comments. Today is the best day ever, so you know what you got to do today. While you're doing that for you, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And then also be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Peace.